So if I go to church, I will find nice people who will please me, right? No, the church's job is not to please people. One of the greatest challenges of leading a church these days is the effect of consumer culture on theology and ecclesiology. Recently, I was having a conversation with a colleague, and we were commenting on how contemporary society gets church backwards. We do not go to church to be pleased, but to please God. The church is not a consumer organization. We do not purchase salvation. This is an unfamiliar experience for Americans who are accustomed to the pursuit of happiness through consumption. People do not ask themselves, is my behavior pleasing to God? But what do I want? When people get angry at the church for not meeting their needs, for example, they withhold their giving. The church is here to serve me. And when we go down this route, the church becomes no different than any other do-good organization, and people rightfully begin to question whether it's not just as good or better to support a charity and sleep in on Sunday. We lose the sense of the sacred. We forget that as Christians we are giving ourselves back to God. When I was in seminary, people shared widely a YouTube video of a priest officiating at a wedding who stopped in the middle because of the obtrusive behavior of the photographer. Now, we seminarians saw the priest as defending the sanctity of the wedding, which in no way is increased by photographic evidence, but is greatly damaged when gaining that photographic evidence interferes in the integrity of the liturgy that has been carefully crafted over centuries to support the awareness of everyone present of the sacred nature of the bond that is forming, and not just between the married couple, but between them and the community. It was with naive shock when I realized that people outside the seminary were sharing the video of the priest as an example of bad behavior. How dare he not give those people whatever they wanted in their wedding? People were thinking as consumers, not as participants in a holy union that is part of a larger community and is pleasing to God. We submit to marriage. We submit to God. The consumer, on the other hand, seeks to impose his or her will on the world. The church is not about being pleased, but about being transformed according to the will of God. And certainly, if a church practices spiritual abuse, it must be addressed. But the church is never about fulfilling our ego desires.